Welcome to my channel, Princess Lillian's Garden. In this video, I'll be showing you how to care for Peacce Lily. The Peacce Lily is a plant that actually grows in the tropical regions. So that if you want to grow it indoors, it's also possible because it's used to that temperature that is between 18 and 27 degrees. That's the temperature that humans also want to have indoors. And that is why if you're just new to starting owning plants, the Peacce Lily is actually a very perfect one to start with. You buy the Peacce Lily and usually there will be a card in it that would say it's guaranteed for a certain number of weeks, so you know that that Peacce Lily will at least survive for a while. The conditions you want to put your Peacce Lily in, make sure it's not in direct sunlight, because naturally, as a very short plant that you see, it grows on the forest floors. That means it has the canopies of trees above it, so it's a bit shaded. But don't let it be in too much shade because it needs bright sunlight for flowering. So if you want to have flowers, you'd want to have a lot of leaves, and you also want to have a very healthy looking plant. The way you would know your plant is not healthy is if the leaves start turning yellow and the leaves start turning black, or they don't stand upright. And one thing that you can do is reduce your watering. If you have a Peacce Lily plant and you water it too much, the leaves will not look okay. So too much water is a number one problem for the Peacce Lily. That is why it's very convenient for people who will probably say, I'll just forget to water it. The plant will still be there surviving. You don't need to water it more than once a week. So if you are the one who is prone to forgetting to water your plants, please get the Peacce Lily and it will work well for you. Very important for Peacce Lilies is that you do not overwater them, and also there must be holes in the pot that they are in so that there can be drainage. As you water the plants, the water can go out. That is very, very important. You don't want the roots to rot, because if they are standing in water, the roots of the Peacce Lily would rot. It cannot stand it at all. Make sure the water flows away by ensuring that your pot has holes. That's the greatest advice you can get for growing Peacce Lilies. The Peacce Lily is beautiful, lush green, produces oxygen, and a plant that is so easy to care for. It's a recommended plant for people who are just starting to own plants. Very easy to care for. Just water it, make sure the water drains, and keep it away from bright sunlight, and the Peacce Lily grows beautifully. The leaves grow very big and large, and they can be used in decorating homes and offices, can be used at functions. And then at certain times, when we go towards March, which is spring in the UK, you see that the Peacce Lily starts to flower. The Peacce Lily would now flower maybe every 3 months until the end of the year. That's why some people will tell you, oh, my Peacce Lily flowered in spring. And some people will say, my Peacce Lily flowered in summer. And some people will say, my Peacce Lily flowered in fall. This is because the Peacce Lily, once it gets into a new year, will start flowering continuously. And as you are seeing this flower, looking white and then it starts to change, you cut it off. This will encourage more flowers to grow. So don't leave your peace lily flower to stay on the plant until it turns terribly dark and not looking nice. Once it's remained white for a long time and you see that it's now changing color, just be bold enough, cut away that white thing that looks like a flower, and another one will come along. That is how you'll be able to have a lot of flowers on your peace lily. The peace lily would also like to be watered from the bottom, but you can, that is to water it from the container that you place the pot in. But if you don't want to be doing that, you can water it just at the base of the plant, so that if you have your water, you just pour it here. You can see that you can actually move it up and you can put the water there, because you don't want to be watering right at the top and having water scattered all over your plant, which will now come out dry as water ringlets. One thing that peace lilies enjoy is to have a humid environment. So you can have a water spray bottle like this. You can have bigger ones or smaller ones, and you spray the leaves of your peace lily. Both at the bottom and at the top. You spray the leaves and the peace lily will feel very nice from this kind of treatment. Your peace lily will grow beautifully. Now, one thing that you will note is that you may see that there's dust on your peace lily. Just take a piece of cloth. Make sure it's after you've just finished spraying it, and wipe whatever dust you think you see on your peace lily, and just as much of them as you can wipe, because it just looks like, oh, this is a lot of hard work. Anyone you think has dust on it, just wipe it down, and then if you like, you can now spray some more water again, because you just dusted it by wiping off that water again. So this way your peace lily will come out looking good year in, year out. This peace lily, when I bought it, was very much smaller than this. I'll show you the size it was when I bought it. After a year, I repotted it, and then it's been 2 years now. So I will show you how to really propagate your peace lily towards the end of this video. What I did was, when my peace lily became 1 year old, I did a separation. I separated it into 3 pots. I had 2 like this, and then I left a little one. And that little one today has grown bigger. So I'm going to show it to you by doing the propagation of how you can separate your peace lily to have more peace lily. Maybe you want to give them away, or you want to put them in other parts of the house or your offices. This peace lily has this interesting pattern on its leaves, and you know, the international sign for peace, it actually looks very much like this. And I think that's one other reason why this plant is called the peace lily, because of this signage that seems to appear on the leaves. That's the international sign for peace. So peace lilies are just a very good plant for people who are not very conscionable or always on the go with, oh, I want to take care of my plant. If you are not too good with taking care of your plant, this will be a starter plant for you. If you are good at taking care of your plant, this is a great plant for you, because then you will know how to care for it, make it produce a lot more flowers, and you can also divide it and have a very large number of flowers. When I bought the peace lily from the garden center. It said on it, guaranteed for 3 weeks. And so I took it home and I'm watering it in the pot. It survived 3 weeks and now it's a year later. It's still growing beautifully well in the pot. I'm now going to divide it. And in order to do that, I need to get a bigger bowl. So when I got my Peacce Lily to a year after I had purchased it, it's time to separate it. You can see. That's a little baby that was trying to grow, so I'll keep it in mind and try to save it. So what I'm going to do today is separate. You can see the roots are all the way down. It's not yet root bound in the pot, but I just tried to create more Peacce Lilies by breaking this. I'm trying to separate the soil below. That's what I'm trying to do. You know, the roots will be entangled with each other. So carefully, you can see the roots come apart. So now I can plant these two separately. And that's what I did with that other one. When the plant was a year old, I just separated it, put that one in a bigger pot, and I separated it into 3. And this actually was a single one that I left in the pot that I bought. So now we have 1, 2, I think we have another 2 here. This was the original one that was in the pot. You can see it's bigger. The leaves are dying more frequently because they're older. There's another leaf dying, but it's still alive. So I'll just leave it and put it in a bigger pot. I'm going to make them 3. So it starts off being big. And I'll have just this one back in this pot. That's what I'll do. I'm going to cut it up. Yeah. So I have these 3. And oh, it's already having a little new baby. So I'll have this in the old pot again. It's already trying to give rise to a new baby. And then I'll put these 3 together in a bigger pot. So water it. because the soil is really very dry. You need to water your plants when you just repotted. And then this tray, I'm going to take this off. And there's 3 of them. You can see the difference in their sizes as it goes on. You can see this was joined to the mother, so this was joined to this, and this was joined to this. But each one of them will give rise to a new one now. Only bury the roots. Make sure your Peacce Lily stands upright. Bigger pot for the Peacce Lily to grow in and be able to extend itself like the other plants. So from your one Peacce Lily, in 2-3 years you can make 3 or 4 big Peacce Lilies, and it's so beautiful. If you're somebody who just wants only Peacce Lily in your indoor garden, you can separate them and they'll grow and they'll meet up again and they'll be bigger. So this is how to propagate your Peacce Lily. These are the 2 Peacce Lily plants. This is the one that I just separated, and when you look at this purple bowl I've placed it in, it's very convenient for me to pour water into this bowl and place this back in for about 5 hours. Just pour the water, and then that is what is called bottom watering. Pour water into the bowl, leave the plants in it for about 5 hours, and then I pour whatever water is remaining. Usually there wouldn't even be any more water remaining. That is how I bottom water. But if I'm not going to bottom water, then I will gather the leaves together and water it at the base of the leaves. That's what I meant by bottom watering. I'm watering at the base of the leaves. And you can see the difference, because this was the tiniest one then, and I put this one in a bigger pot. I've got another one that I've given away to my daughter, and they also have these large beautiful leaves as well. So your Peacce Lily will continue to grow bigger and bigger over the years. There are some Peacce Lily leaves that you will see that it's incredibly large leaves, and it's going to produce a whole lot of flowers. Actually, the flowers of the Peacce Lily, the white portion that you see is a leaf protecting the flower. It's just an adapted leaf that we have on the Peacce Lily, and it looks beautiful when it comes along. So seeing my 2 Peacce Lilies, this is the one I just separated, And then the third one, I will keep it and let it carry on doing its growing. So they will all keep growing, and we have more peace lilies to look after. Please consider subscribing to my channel and like my video. I would really appreciate it, and this will show that the video has been of use to you. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.